Hey everyone, welcome back to Backstage Pass. This is a CPCA advising podcast right here at Temple. That is right. Look at us go. Episode 7? I think 6. I think someone's going to need to fact check me on that, but I think it's like episode 6 right now, which is crazy to think about.
Maybe.
Yeah. Episode 6, we're, going strong. But that's right. We are a podcast here at the CPCA Advising Office, talking about lots of things related to CPCA, a lot of things about advising, a lot of things about getting to know each other, Temple, you name it. We talk about all of it. As always, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Sarah. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing.
That's right. That's right.
And we are at episode 6. I just checked.
All right. So I wasn't
you
lying. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm really excited today, as I always am, Sarah. You can attest to that. I'm excited. I'm always excited.
Oh, yes. 100%.
When am I not excited? That's right. Today we have one of our peer advisors. She's a junior theater major in acting concentration, and she's getting her minor in music. She's the president of SideStage, Temple's student-run theater organization, and was most recently seen in Temple's production of Ivanov. I think I got that.
You absolutely did.
I got it. That's awesome. We are so excited to get to know her more. Maggie Brennan, how are you doing?
Like Sarah, I am also doing.
Doing, that's right. That's the best answer that we can get. And because of that answer, we're all doing. So have a good night, everyone. This has been a CPCA podcast. I'm just kidding. So we got lots to talk about. First and foremost, since you are a theater major, I'm sure you've attended a decent amount of shows at this point, and you've attended a decent amount of shows. So what is your favorite show that you've attended at Temple?
Oh, my goodness. I have seen many shows. I think as of right now, the show that I saw at Temple that had the hugest impact on me was, I think, and this is like, okay, hear me out. I'm going to explain because Sarah's going to be like, excuse me.
I'm ready.
But I think seeing Under Milkwood is one of like I don't know.
Okay.
But it's also because, so Under Milkwood, it's a radio play traditionally, and they did a stage production of it, but it was really like just the experience of seeing that show, and like they said to us at the top of it, like, yo, if you want to just shut your eyes and listen to it, like it'll probably be the same. Like it'll still be like an experience that like should be impactful, and they were right.
Wow.
So that was super cool. Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that show. That show was really cool. I remember that was like one of the first ones like I saw at Temple, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That was dope. Just to see like all the students do that.
Yeah, it was our freshman year. It was the last show I think that went up that season.
So wait, you say it's like traditionally like a radio kind of show. So when you close your eyes, it's essentially the same. Like, is that just in terms of like how they presented the show, or is it like the actual show itself, like the conversations that they had in the show and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a play that was written to be heard and less seen. So obviously you can stage it and make it engaging in that way, but it's just as effective if you aren't looking at it. And I thought that was really cool. It was a really interesting way. And like, I also like, I did have my eyes open for a little bit of it, for a lot of it. And it was a huge cast, and you could tell that they were all so like happy to be there and be telling the story with each other. And like, it's also a different kind of play. Like it was very like it was a very neat theatrical experience, if that makes any kind of sense. Like there was tension, but you knew that like it was all going to shake out in some way, shape, or form at the end, because it's a play that chronicles one day in this little town, and has all these people, and like, you know, you learn about people, and then like you go away from them, and then their storyline comes back. It's just like, it was very episodic in that way, and I thought that was super cool. And also, a lot of my friends who were graduating at the time were in it. So very sweet. It was really cool. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. I've never been to a show where it's more about what you hear, not what you see. But that's intriguing. That's really intriguing.
I remember the voice work from that show was like incredible, because like a lot of different actors played like many parts, and like just the voice work and the specificity for like each character was so cool to just hear.
Yes, exactly. And also because like acting is a lot about relationships, like you have to think about your relationship to everything. It was also a really great show that like focused on relationships, and was really fun to see that kind of work as well. So yeah.
Super neat. But obviously theater majors don't just watch shows at their own university, so we're going to go a little bigger. In Philadelphia, what's your favorite show you've seen?
Mr. Burns, a post-electric.
Yes.
I still think about it. I think about it like at least once a week, if not twice. Like, seriously, it's so strange. It's so good, but it's so strange. And like,
what's that one about?
Oh God. Okay. So it's about, so it takes place during the apocalypse, pretty much. The apocalypse has happened. The world has shifted in some very extreme, dramatic way.
Okay.
And there is no electricity. Like, I forget what I believe it has to do with, like, there was some kind of environmental meltdown. Because there's 3 acts, right? Sarah, help me out. Fact check me on all this.
I think so, yes.
All right, wait. I'll just Google it.
So it's so good.
What is it? What is it called?
Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. Hello, Mr. Burns.
No. I heard you. I was typing it in. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. And basically, but like, so it takes place during the apocalypse, and this group of people is trying to remember how this one episode of The Simpsons goes. And that's pretty much the base. Like, it's just so good. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm looking at the cover art to I guess either the poster or like the actual playwright or for whatever. It's like a Bart Simpson looking.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Neato burrito.
Yeah, it was definitely a theatrical experience to behold.
When was this on? Like, when was this in Philly?
It was at the Wilma fall freshman year or spring freshman year. So either fall 2018 or
when did we take intro?
2019.
Intro fall of freshman year, because
fall. So then it was in fall.
Because we also saw Kill Move Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fall 2018. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a super new play as well. Like, I think the Wilma's production of it was like the 3rd time it had been done. I also, again, could be completely wrong. Time is an illusion. Yeah.
Time is an illusion. All right, let's go bigger. In the just favorite show that you've seen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, we're really doing it to her.
I'm putting you through the ringer. Let's go big or go home. That's how we work on the CPCA podcast.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say 2? Can I have a tie?
Fine.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, great. So I'll say them in order of when I saw them, which was, so for my 16th birthday, I saw Spring Awakening on Broadway when they did the revival with Deaf West.
Ooh, okay.
They had a cast of hearing actors who are also musicians, and then they also had a cast of deaf actors working together, and Duncan Sheik, the music, chef's kiss. Like, the acting, incredible. The design, oh my God, it was so great. It was so good. And like, it really was like one of those shows that like I saw when I was in high school, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to try to do this for a career. So that was super cool. And then the second best show I think I've seen was Waitress on Broadway last January with Sarah Bareilles.
Oh my God, you saw her in it?
Yes, and I said hello to her at the stage door. Like, we waited for like 30 minutes, and she came out, and I wept because I love Sarah Bareilles. Like, Sarah Bareilles is like one of my favorite musical artists, if not my favorite.
Oh yes, 100%.
And it was also like me and some of my closest friends from home had gone into the city by ourselves, and like we were just like feeling like whole adults. We had like been in the city like for a couple of days, and we saw this show, and it was so good. It was so good. And it was just great.
I'm glad you didn't say something like Hamilton, because that would have been like just such the cop-out answer, I feel like, because I think everyone.
I was like, what are you saying? You don't like Hamilton, Ben? What are you saying?
No, I love Hamilton. Actually, fun fact, I had never... Okay, so what I'll say about Hamilton is when I was 15 years old, almost 16, but right around 15, I got a recommendation on my Spotify for this album called Alexander Hamilton. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I listened to the first track, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember hearing this at like the White House poetry, like slam poetry session back in like 2010. And I was like, yeah, God, I didn't know this was like a play or whatever. And then I looked at the date, and it was like August like 6th or whatever it was of 2015. I was like, wait, this is new? So I looked into it a little bit more, and I realized that Lin-Manuel Miranda had written a play all about Alexander Hamilton. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I listened to the whole thing that night, and I was like, yeah, that was cool. Not what I expected for like a Broadway thing, because I was like, man, rap and Broadway, that's different. I mean, I didn't know In the Heights at the time. I personally think In the Heights is better, though. Just hot take. But then everyone in my high school raved, like the drama club specifically, raved about Hamilton. And from that point on, I was like, it is the most overrated show. It wasn't that good. I only heard the soundtrack. I didn't watch it. I was like, it's so overrated. Nope, no one's going to tell me otherwise. I thought that all the way up until this summer when they put it on Disney Plus, the performance. And then I finally watched it, and I was like, oh, I get it now.
If I ever have the funds to go see Hamilton the musical, you best believe. I missed it when it was in Philly. The touring production was in Philly. Was it last fall?
Yes, because
I think it was
got
last
tickets
fall.
to it. So he got to go with his wife.
I will say I did see it on Broadway.
Sarah, why haven't we talked about this?
Why are you hiding this information?
I know. Well, my cousin, she got the tickets for her birthday, and she had like one extra ticket, and she was like, will you go with me? I was like, what? Why are you even asking? Just stick me in the car. Let's go.
Will you go?
How dare you hide this information from us? I am very upset.
It was wonderful. I just remember sitting in there, and I was like, my eyes were like this the whole time. I was like, I have to soak it all in. I have to look at everything at once. Oh my God. It was so great.
Say, on Broadway, most nights they had like celebrities watching the show. I'm curious, do you know if there was anyone there, like notably there?
I don't know about the night that I went, but I will say I did see To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway last fall. Yes, last fall. And when I was in the theater, what's her face? Catherine Langford from 13 Reasons Why was there, and Cami Mendes, is that her, from Riverdale? They saw the show together because Nick Robinson was in it, and they're both like friends with him.
Wow.
So I saw them, and I saw them at like stage door, like go in to go see him. And I was like, oh, what a small world.
Wow, you were just some hot stuff going to these shows, huh?
Wow.
I know. What can I say?
Man, jealousy at its finest. But you know, it's fine. It is what it is, I guess. But no, that's honestly really cool. Dang. That's like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to do it to go in person on Broadway with the original cast like that. Wow.
Oh, I didn't see the original cast. I wish. I mean, the cast that I saw was phenomenal, but like, I didn't see the OG.
It's still really cool though. Wow. But okay, we're not interviewing you, Sarah. So you can keep that to yourself again.
I'll leave.
It's not about you anymore. Okay, get out. I'm kidding, of course. I need you as my co-host. That's the only reason this whole podcast is a thing. So let's get back to talk about Temple for a little bit now that we've gotten out our little favorite shows and all that good stuff. For theater, you got to practice a lot. I know that just because I was in high school and I did the theater program, and I just know that preparing in high school theater was a lot. So I can't even imagine what college theater is like. So when you're rehearsing, where's your go-to spot to rehearse? Like when you're on campus?
Hands down, Ritter 707. There's a lot of discourse about which Ritter room is the best. It's 707. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Is there a reason why? What is in Ritter that's not in any other building?
Well, no. So, no. It's not. It's not like. Listen, we love her. We really love Ritter Annex. However, Ritter Annex is. It is. We have a complicated relationship because it is where a lot of theater classes are held. Like, if you're in an acting class, it's most likely going to take place in Ritter. Also, speech class, which is a requirement for the acting concentration. And a lot of acting electives will occur in Ritter Annex as well. But, like, it's predominantly a building that is used for CLA classes. So, like, floor number 7 is where theater happens. Floor number 6, pretty sure there's like some global studies happening. Like there's like it's mostly we just got put there. Is what I'm trying to say. We're put. And all of the rooms are shaped so strangely. Like none of the rooms have windows. It's kind of like a dungeon, but we love it all the same because we can just focus on the work.
There you go.
We don't need sunlight. We're just focusing on the work.
Why would you need sunlight when you have artificial light all the time and you're just working constantly? Just looking at just to have a window would just show you what time of day it is. You don't want to know that.
No. Don't. We also don't.
I think doesn't the one room have like it has a window, but it's like one of those like interrogation windows where it's like
20 something. Also, I haven't been in that building in so long because of the Rona. So like this could be the wrong room number, but I think it's 702 has this like, it looks like a mirror. Like it's a window, but you can see yourself back, right?
You're right.
It used to be a room that they would use to practice interrogations, ? Like it's a single way mirror. No, seriously. It's a single way window. And there's like a little on the outside of like in the hallway, there's a door that you can't open. And we all thought it was a maintenance closet for the longest time.
Yes, but it's not.
It's into the little room where you go to look through the single way window to look into the classroom and just observe these like without being observed kind of vibes. Huh. Very spooky. Very spooky, which tracks. So yeah.
Interesting. So, I don't even know how to follow that up.
You don't have to. No, Ritter Annex is her own.
A beautiful place.
Beautiful place. Time stops when you enter, and it really just is. I miss it. I miss rolling around on the floor.
Yes.
It's
not the same in my room. It just feels sad when I do it in my room.
So different. It really hits different in Ritter Annex. So.
Man, that's crazy. But okay, so then out of all these theater classes that you've taken, what would you say your favorite is? Like, what would you say, like, yeah, just what's your favorite theater class?
I think any acting class I've taken would be my favorite, but my specific favorite acting class that I've taken is Acting 1. Sarah was with me, so she can attest. But yeah, Acting 1 was a class that I took, and I had just gotten into the concentration, and I was the only person in my class who had been in the concentration. And the professor was Amina Robinson, who is freaking great. I learned.
Shout out.
No, yeah, seriously. Hey, Amina, if you ever listen to this.
She is the bomb. We love you, Amina.
We love her. She made us do so many things. And we all, but also like everybody that I had that class with, like I think that is the standalone acting class where like everybody that was in that class, like we all vogue on such a wavelength. Like, and it was less even about like we were all like super close homies because like we weren't. But like everybody that was in that class, like I'll see them around campus and I'll be like, yo, we have seen each other in places and in emotional states that I've never seen any other person. And like for that, we are bonded. And, and
oh, period.
And everybody worked so hard. And Amina was just such a good professor for that class. So everything I know about acting as of right now can be traced back to that. So that's cool.
That just sounds like some elite top tier, like, organization moves right there. Like, wow, that's incredible.
It was so good. And yeah, and also like because Temple's theater curriculum is what it is, like it was really great to have that as an introduction, because for those of you who don't know, who are listening, Temple's theater curriculum is, so Acting 1 and Acting 2 are both Uta Hagen, like you learn the foundations of Uta Hagen, that method.
That's right.
Yes, we love Uta. Live, love Uta. And then...
I just remember the Meisner methods of acting. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I learned in high school. So I know Uta Hagen because I had to read a little bit about her as well, but
yeah,
I remember Meisner very well, though.
Ah, bless. Yeah. We don't learn Meisner, I don't think. We just
really?
No, Acting 1 and 2 is Uta. Acting 3, we do Shakespeare. We focus on Shakespeare, and we don't learn a specific approach to it, really. Like, we learn how to tackle it, but we don't approach it from, like, an Uta Hagen lens or anything like that.
Right.
Like, we just are kind of, like, learning how to break down the text and understand. And then Acting 4 is Chekhov. So we focus on that technique. And then Acting 5, I don't think we do what do we, I think Acting 5 is solely about like planning for the future.
I think it's like prep work.
Yeah, if you take Acting 5 in the fall of your senior year, you are preparing for grad school auditions. And if you take Acting 5 in the spring, you're preparing for a showcase, an industry showcase.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, industry showcase, like, do they come to Temple or Philly, or, like, do you sign up and, like...
Yeah, so basically what it has been in the past is that, like, the class plans a performance, a showcase. So usually, like, a bunch of scenes, some monologues. I know in the past some acting classes have also had, like, musical performances for kids who have been able to play their own instruments and that kind of thing, to showcase. Basically, it's just a way to, like, show yourself off.
Right.
And the class, though, goes upon themselves to take, like, to invite agents, directors of theater companies, like local Philly theater companies. And it's really, I believe, on them to figure out who to invite and to invite them.
Okay.
Whoa. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, and of course the professor helps and is like, here's a list of people we've invited in the past. And like, here's a list of people in general that could be good to have seen. I know that there's also, like, there's a lot of times people will plan a showcase for Philadelphia and then also plan one for New York. And we rent a studio in New York and do the same program just over there and invite New York industry people.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully the point of that is to, like, try to get seen by an agent and maybe get signed to an agent or agency.
That's crazy. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's intense.
It sounds intense. Sounds competitive. I'm sure it's insanely competitive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I mean, I think that's the beauty of it. It pushes people to work a little harder. So I get it for sure. But
yeah, you gotta make with that.
Yeah. Oh, God, for sure. With all the acting classes, have you taken any like acting electives yet? Maybe something that, um, I don't know. I guess just something that would be good to like. What classes? Actually, first of all, I don't even know what acting electives there really are. So, could you like go through them real quick?
Yeah. And I don't have an exhaustive list in my brain, but like,
Yeah. So yeah, if you just have some that you've taken, just like kind of spitball those and describe them a little.
Yeah. You can take like combat and swords.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, yeah, like stage combat and then sword play. Those are two separate courses. And I believe you can get certified in both of those things at the end of the course.
Whoa. Stupid question. Do you get a sword?
Not to keep, but yeah.
Dang it.
From the university. Yeah.
They're very expensive.
I don't doubt that, believe me.
Yeah, but so there's those. There's a number of speech electives, like dialects. So you learn how to talk in accents, which is super cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. One that I've taken that I had a really fun time, and it's like limited edition. So basically it's a course that's offered once every 3 years because typically it's only taught for the grad students. Something that's also really unique about Temple's theater program is that you are in an artistic cohort along with grad students. So when you're auditioning for like shows for the season, you're auditioning alongside grad acting students. And there's a course that is taught specifically for the grads called Lecoq Technique. And they have to take it for 2 semesters. So an entire academic year of learning about this technique. And my freshman year, when I was taking Voice for the Actor, which is a requirement to graduate with a concentration, our professor, Donna Snow, was like, hey, if any of you are interested, we're going to have a sign-up list for people who would want to take this Lecoq class with the grad students, and then offer maybe a section of it just for undergrads. But if you're interested in taking it and you would be able to take it for both the fall and the spring, email me. So I did. And then I got registered for it and I took the full course. So I took it in the fall and the spring. It was, so the Lecoq technique is basically, it's very movement based.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, understanding the neutral body, understanding, 7 levels of tension, Sarah? Sarah took part 1 of it in the spring, in a section with Jeff.
I think it was 7.
I'm pretty sure.
You're better with the numbers.
I'm pretty sure it was 7. This was a calendar year ago. So, wow, wait, oh, that's wild to think about. Ooh, cool.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Time flies.
It really, yeah, it sure does. But, yeah, so there's that kind of stuff. There was also like, it's a lot about exploration and being comfortable in the body and approach. Like I remember this would be around the time that we were doing Animal Week there was like 2 weeks of animal work. So we had to like move like animals in class, and then we had to pick a monologue to bring in to work on from the point of view of an animal.
Right.
And like with the physical movements. So like I did Stella from Streetcar as a squirrel. Strange. It was so strange. But it was so cool. And like it's one of those classes that like the professor was a visiting professor. She teaches at Pig Iron School of Theater, which is over in Fishtown. And her name is Emmanuelle Delpech, aka Manu. We love her. She's French. She's so cool. Like, and she knows so much. Like, she's trained, she's certified in this, and that's also what she teaches over at Lecoq. She does a lot of things, or not at Lecoq, over at Pig Iron. She does a lot of things over there. So she was just great. And working with the grads for an entire year was really cool, just to see how they work, and it was a really great experience. So.
Very cool. That's insightful for any acting student that is looking to maybe take some electives and they have some room in their schedule. Obviously, by the time this comes out, this episode, I believe priority registration would have closed. I don't.
Yeah.
I think at that point, yeah. Or
I don't think it will. I don't think it's closed. I don't think it will be closed, but it will definitely have been started.
It definitely would have started at least, yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy enough. But if you see this and you're still finding classes, those are some electives for you, and sounds pretty good to me. I'm not an acting student, but I might try and have my advisor make an exception and get me into one of them. No way will that happen, though. But I'm curious about SideStage. I'm not exactly sure. I know it's a student-run organization, so I'm more curious. Like, what exactly do you guys do in the inside stage? Like, what are some? Do you guys host like events, or is it more of just like an organization type thing? Like, explain that for me. I'm not too sure what it is, so I'm looking to learn a little bit more.
Right. Okay. So SideStage is Temple's, I believe, one of the only theater performance organizations. We operate year-round, and basically we are a home for student-produced and often original student work. So typically, when we are not in a time of pandemic, we are able to put up 2 fully realized productions of currently published plays per year. So we usually do a production in the fall and a production in the spring. Design team, actors, directors, all of that stuff is completely student driven and student facilitated, student organized. We are also we are so incredibly lucky to be an organization that is a home for advocating for original student work as well. So we have 2 original works festivals per calendar year. In the fall, we have Short Stuff, which is a festival that primarily specializes in short length plays. So like 10 to 15 minute plays that are written by students, submitted by students. The board will vote on what productions will be put up, and again, that's all student operated, student cast, student directed, designed, the whole 9. And then in the spring we have the Nayara Kapoor Festival, which is a full lengths work. Wow, I can speak. Full plays, bigger plays, longer plays. And the same thing happens where we have submissions and people can submit their full-length plays. And it's a really great opportunity for students who are looking for, because there isn't a playwriting program at Temple. There's a couple of classes you can take, but there really isn't a curriculum for that. So for students who are looking to branch out in their own theatrical experiences, Nayara Kapoor and Short Stuff are 2 really great places to get your stuff seen and get your stuff up on its feet and hear what it sounds like out loud and, see what it's like to work in a process with revisions and all of that kind of stuff. And we've also had some of our plays that have gone up at these festivals go on to be professionally produced. Like last year, shout out to Michael Stoller, who wrote Fixed, because that was a play that started at Nayara Kapoor, and then it did a production at the Shoebox Theater Festival, and then in the fall it was part of Philly Fringe.
Oh, whoa.
In a double bill with another Temple alum, Alice Hawkfog's play, Atherton, and it was really cool to see that, because that was the first place it ever went up was Nayara Kapoor. So.
Wow, that's like super inspiring.
No, it sure is. And like,
oh.
Yeah, no, and I think, and Sarah can feel free to jump in because she's also on the board, Miss Treasurer. But SideStage has always been a place where we try really hard to give students opportunities that they could only get in a school setting. So it is all, really we really think about the students and what we can hope to like get out of our own educational experiences.
Right. So who is allowed in? Is there like an audition process, or do you let any like theater student in?
Anybody across any major can be
really?
A production. Yeah, and it that goes for design people, that goes for directors, that goes for like our only stipulation for participation is if you want to be an actor, you have to audition. If you'd like to be a director, we often will have you submit a proposal for the play that you'd like to do and what your plan of attack is for producing that play and what your vision is. And it doesn't matter if you're a theater student or not. We've had a number of students over the years participate who were various majors. Like, for example, my freshman year, I worked on a production of Sarah Ruhl's Eurydice, and there was a health sciences major in it who was part of the cast. So,
I literally just learned about Eurydice, the show, in my music and history class. So,
oh, cool!
Very fun, because that's the show about what's his name, Olympus, or
Orpheus.
Orpheus, yes, Orpheus, not Olympus. Yeah, Orpheus, the greatest, according to history, the greatest singer of all time. So,
yeah,
interesting.
Kind of cool. The bag with Eurydice, though.
Yeah, well, you know, it do be like that sometimes, as the kids say these days.
It sure do be like that.
But that's really cool. I didn't know SideStage was open to all majors. I always thought that was a theater only kind of thing.
Absolutely not. No, very anybody cool. Can be a part of it. All you got to do is show up. Follow us on Instagram at TU SideStage.
There you go. There you go. Follow them. Hit them up. And watch out, Ben Masholi might be coming for you guys on a side stage performance near you. No, I'm kidding. I'm not talented enough for that. But anyway,
no self-deprecation in the chat.
Yeah, that's right. Drop an F in the chat for me. So let's step away from Temple for a second. Not many students know this, but you're actually taking a gap year.
Yeah.
You're actually currently not taking classes. So for anyone during these times that's thinking about taking like a gap semester or a gap year, tell us your experience. Like, how's that been going? Has it been tough to find things to do? Have you found a job? Stuff like that.
Right. Okay. So, I decided it's been a long process, basically. So in March, when Temple University shut down and classes were moved online because of the, worldwide pandemic. We all adapted. I think everybody adapted as best as they could to the circumstances that we were operating under. And it took me until about April. It took me until like mid-April. So like right when we would have been prepping for finals. It was probably right at the end.
Right.
It took that long to realize, wow, this sucks. Like, this really sucks for theater school specifically, because especially if you're in a performance track,
right.
Like, I was trying to figure out how to have enough space in my kitchen to roll around on the floor for acting exercises and stuff. And with what I had at the time, it was just incredibly difficult to like figure out how to do the best we could with what we had. And also just like in general, the stress going on with the rest of the world as well, like that all really weighs in when you're living by yourself in your apartment in Philadelphia and you can't leave, and it's really scary. So the spring semester was really hard for me personally, and I made it through. I had a great support system of friends, and I reached out to some professors for advice on particularly difficult things school-wise and that kind of stuff. And also around mid-April, when I realized that I hated that, was when I decided I was going to take some summer classes to try to lighten my load in the fall and hopefully even in the spring. I was originally planning to take 12 credits over the entire summer. Spoiler alert, didn't end up doing that. I did take 9 credits, so I only dropped 1 class. But the spring semester ended, and I was like, okay, we made it through, congrats. And then I had a week off, and then summer school started. And summer school, my classes were all asynchronous, and I was like, okay, this is fine. This is gross, but it's fine, and it's whatever. And I also started working in the advising office at the CPCA. We started at the end of May-ish, because we started working with orientations. And I would say this all continued up until about the end of June, when I was like, wow, this really still sucks. Like, it's so hard to just sit in my apartment on my computer all day, and for what? You know, like, obviously, like, I was doing fine. I passed my classes, I got the credits I needed, and was looking like I wouldn't have to take quite as heavy a load in the fall and that kind of stuff. But it was also around the end of June, beginning of July, when I was like, wait a minute. What if I didn't, though? Because I think it was around that time that Temple announced that they were going to be returning, or trying to return in some capacity, to in-person instruction, like, for real. Like, plans were super, super solidified. I think I remember, like, July 8th being the date that we were given, and, like, all of this stuff started coming out about, like, what hybrid classes were going to look like and all this kind of stuff. And I was scheduled for a number of classes that would be considered essential courses, but would predominantly need to be in person for me to get the most out of that, particularly acting classes. Because acting over Zoom, like, listen, it can be done, and it can be done well. It is really, really hard. Because if you know, actually, we don't have to get into that. That's a separate, we can get there after we get to the point of the gap year. But it was around that time that I was like, you know, I think, based on the fact that I have been in school since January, I have had really no break. I have obtained all of these credits, and I am working. I was like, you know, at this point, all of my classes right now are a means to an end, so that I can get this degree and graduate and go out into the world, and my industry doesn't exist right now. You know, like, there's very little in-person theater happening, if any at all, professionally. And why do I need to race to the end of this finish line when, where is the end? Where is the finish line, you know? So it was probably around that time that I decided I was in no rush to obtain my bachelor's degree. And I scheduled a meeting with Sachiko, our queen. And I said, hey, Sachiko, I'm thinking about taking a gap year, and whether that means I would, like, apply for a leave of absence, like, officially through the university, or I would just take, like, less than 12 credits so I wouldn't be full time. I think that's where I need to go. And Sachiko was like, okay, I hear you. Great, cool. You seem like you've got a plan. So think about it before you send it, and then maybe meet with me again in, like, a week or two and see where you're at, see what you've got going on. And then it was around that time that I applied for a job at the Front Street Cafe and got hired. So I'm working as barista at the Front Street Cafe over in Fishtown. And I was like, okay, this is now the end of July, beginning of August. I think I just need to do it. I just need to do it because I'm tired. And my summer classes are over, and I got all the credits that I signed up for and whatever, and I just need a break. And there's going to be a lot going on this fall in the world, and the presidential election. And I just, for my own peace of mind and for my own sanity, I think I need to take a step back from school right now. And I did. So technically, I'm enrolled because I am taking one credit. I am taking production practicum, which is a theater requirement. You have to take 8 semesters of it to graduate. And I am doing that so that I can keep working in the CPCA advising office. But other than that, I am working full-time at the cafe and just kind of existing and paying my rent and figuring out what I'm going to do in the spring.
So I guess the follow-up question that I have for that, because you really went in depth, which I appreciate, because I didn't really know what your backstory was to taking a gap year. Now that I know, I guess the only question I have is it worth it?
Right. I think for me, it's worth it. I think this time off has been really, really good for me to, just honestly exist. Because
For sure.
in the theater department, at least at Temple, at my experience, and being a theater, I think you can apply it to being a theater student or an arts student anywhere. It is so easy to tunnel vision yourself into, okay, so I'm in school and I audition and I get roles and I work and I work and I work and I work and then I graduate. And then that's all I do for the rest of forever is I work and I work and I work and I work and I try to get booked and I try to do all these things and I try to, and yeah, that is an approach to this career. That is an approach to this field. But also something that they tell you when you're in theater school is that everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own timeline. And, you really are the master of your own destiny. And I think that taking this pause doesn't mean that I'm not still doing stuff that's related to theater. That doesn't mean that I'm not still reading books about, acting and performance and figuring out maybe I want to explore the film industry a little bit more than I have. And looking into internship opportunities and looking into what's going on and what is happening in my industry. And also realizing that it's also okay that I am branching out a little bit from that, in that I've also become a lot more interested in how to become politically active to serve the arts, looking into interning for places that are gonna lobby for arts funding. There's a lot that I could do that's related to theater, which is what I love, that isn't acting, and that's totally cool. So for me, it definitely has been worth it, and I do not regret deciding in July, because also something that was hard was coming to the decision, because I think my body knew that I wasn't going to be doing school in the fall in March. I think it was probably 2 weeks into classes on Zoom, and I was like, girl, I'm not made for this. My eyes hurt, my body hurts, I'm alone, this is just not something that I don't feel like I'm thriving. I don't feel like I'm getting as much out of what I'm paying for as I could. And it's not through lack of trying. It's not like my professors aren't trying. It's not like I'm not trying, but it's just not something that is working for me.
Right.
And if it's not working for me, why would I continue to try to make it work? Why would I spend the money and the time? And for what? What's the outcome of that in the long run? I get my degree a year earlier. Okay, what am I going to do with it? Whereas I could take this time, figure out some of this, figure out what's going on with what I want out of my career, and really have a little bit more wiggle room to experiment and maybe not do theater, or maybe do theater, whatever.
For sure.
Have so much less pressure on me. So.
Well, it sounds like you made the right decision for yourself. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be your spokesperson, but
no, I made the right decision for myself.
You for sure. It sounds like you thought it through, which is what I think students don't understand, because I know a lot of students think that with everything going on, it would just be easiest to just take a gap year. But I think there's a lot more to it than just taking a gap year or a gap semester. There's a lot more to think about in terms of little details of what doing that would entail. So, I'm really happy that you gave your insight, because you really showed that there is a lot more to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it really does drive a person to make a decision when you've figured it out. So I actually commend you for making that decision for yourself, making the hard decision, so you can tell your story about it, just because I think that will show students that want to take a gap year, what they should prepare for. And I think you're doing it right. So I think you're setting a really great example for students that might consider that. With that said, you said you worked at the Front Street Cafe as a barista, correct?
Absolutely. I am, in fact, a barista. I steam all day.
I gotta know, what's your favorite drink to make?
Macchiato. No, wait. No.
Yes!
No.
She's changing it. She's changing it.
Because, no, it's cappuccino, and I said macchiato.
Okay.
That was the first thing that came to my mind, is like, that's my favorite drink. But something that a lot of people don't know is, I'm going to debunk some coffee things for you. Starbucks has fooled you all. Starbucks has made you all.
Do not come for me. Do not come for me.
Because Sarah, you're just wrong. Starbucks is wrong.
Called out. Whoa.
This is specifically about macchiatos. Okay.
Okay.
Macchiato, a real macchiato, not a Starbucks macchiato, a real macchiato is a single shot of espresso, a single shot of espresso, and a dollop of steamed milk foam. So a macchiato, like if you were to go to like any other country, like Italy, let's say, because Italy's a big coffee country. If you go to Italy and you're like, hello, one macchiato, please, they're going to serve you this teeny tiny little drink, because it is a teeny tiny little drink. An iced macchiato? No, honey, doesn't exist. No.
Wow.
Okay, I will say you are correct. We do have espresso macchiatos, which is exactly what that is, a real macchiato. But then we have the caramel macchiato, which everyone gets, which is it's just a latte with some.
Yeah,
it's just a latte.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Okay, also let me just debunk another coffee myth for you. Most drinks could be lattes. Like, honestly,
yeah, I'd believe it.
The only thing that changes the classification of a coffee beverage is how much milk is with the 2 shots of espresso. Because most traditional coffee beverages, like a macchiato, has 1 shot of espresso. But like a cortado, a cappuccino, a latte, all of them have the same amount of espresso in it. It's just how much milk is with it.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm learning more and more about coffee. I get mine at Dunkin' Donuts. So.
Oh.
I respect them. With Dunkin', I'm a Dunkin' girl. Like.
All right, cool. Then I feel a little better.
I hold so much space for Dunkin' Donuts.
Good stuff. I was going to say, I definitely don't go to Starbucks, but catch me at a Dunkin'. That is a true sight to see. Believe me.
I go to Starbucks for my free drink. That is.
Work there. You can, yeah.
I was going to say, you see me at Starbucks, that's a false sight to see. I usually am never there.
Wow.
Maybe in high school, but not in college.
Do you hate Starbucks?
No, there's nothing I hate about it. It's just, it's not for me. I don't, when I went there in high school, I would get, cappuccinos and stuff, because that's what every other theater kid that, I was with, that's what they got, and they're like, you would like it. And I was like, okay, so I got it, and I liked it.
Cool.
And I was like, cool. And then I started getting frappuccinos, and I was like, oh, these are good too. But now I realize I don't need luxurious things in life, and I just get plain coffee, and I just personally really like Dunkin's plain coffee better.
Okay, that's valid. That's totally valid.
Actually, I also like there's a thing called a Coca Mocha at Dunkin' Donuts, and it's basically just a really it's coffee.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it tastes like a chocolate milk.
Okay.
It's so good, and I usually get it with liquid sugar and cream.
No, you do the sugar on top of the sugar. Oh God.
Oh, I do.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, best sugar rush I ever get.
Bro.
That's why I only get it like once every like 2 months maybe.
Oh my.
Oh my god, that's like people come to Starbucks and they get like a mocha and then they're like, "Can I get toffee nut and caramel and all?" And I'm like, just so you know, that's about 16 pumps of syrup. Are you okay with that? And then they were like, "Yeah, put some more." And I'm like, "Okay, just wanted to let you know."
Dude.
Just thought I should let you know about your health. There it is.
The stories I could tell about some of my regulars and the drinks that they order.
Oh gosh, I can't even imagine.
It's scary, dude. It's kind of scary, like actually.
It really does make you think how the human body really functions. If people can put so many, just like
no.
yeah, just so many different elements into your body, and like just have it run through your system. Like we're either built like steel as humans, or we're all gonna die in like 10 years, and I don't know which one it is, and I don't want to find out which one it is.
I'm pretty sure the answer is we're all gonna die in 10 years, to be honest.
Well, hey, thank you for being a Debbie Downer for a second here. My name's Ben. I'm gonna go now.
Hey.
No, it's true though. With all the crap that we put in our bodies, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Like, yeah.
Every time there's this one guy that comes in and he'll be like, "I would like a red eye with 4 shots of espresso," and I'm like,
oh
"Dude, like, how do you sleep? Do you sleep?"
Oh
like,
my god.
Like, I think the most I've ever had in one shift is like maybe 6 shots of espresso, and that bad choice, always a bad choice. But
I must say, the worst I've ever gotten in terms of like caffeine and how much I've put in my body was, you know how like, well, there's energy drinks, and like there was I think it was an article where they took a look at Monster to see how many cans could kill you. And I think the number was like 6 of the big ones. I had 4 in a day. So
oh my god,
that was
only 6. That's how bad that stuff is for you. Oh my god.
Now I think you have to like drink them consistent, like literally drink one, done, drink another one,
shotgun
done.
6 monsters, cool.
Yeah, so
In
if
the
you're
noggin.
gonna drink Monster, one will suffice, no matter what your body tells you. And it was either 3 or 4 cans. I don't remember, but it was one day in high school. Yeah, like after high school, I like. And you know what's even worse? It was before a play rehearsal.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
No,
like,
never.
I think I bought 3 cans because I drank one before play rehearsal started, drank one during, and then drank one after.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought I was cool.
Dude, no! Oh my gosh! I was never an
No.
gal. I really wasn't. I couldn't. Like,
I don't think I've ever had an energy drink. I just have coffee.
Monster tastes like battery acid to me.
That's exactly what everyone says. I know, trust me.
Also, like, well, actually, I obviously have had energy drinks. I just don't enjoy them. But like, I think
I don't enjoy them. I just have them sometimes.
No, like in high school, I remember like in high school, there was one night where I was like writing some paper for AP English, and I was like, I gotta get a Red Bull for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you think you're on the grind, like
Yep.
you know what the grind is.
I get it. Don't worry.
I also, what is the fundamental difference between Monster and Red Bull? Because they taste the same bad. Like, they're not.
I think, well, personally, I think Monster is better.
Yeah.
But I think that's just and that's probably because I've had so many of each at this point that I can taste the differences. But as a human, you really shouldn't be able to taste a major difference.
I was gonna say, like, if it's just the base Red Bull. And
Okay, no. So I'll put it like this.
What is it? Is it soda? Like, what is it?
Well, I can look
Or
it up
are
for
you
you.
not
Here we
supposed to
go.
know?
I'm going to look
Are you
it up
not
for you real
supposed to
quick.
know?
What is in Monster energy drink? I'm about to regret
Have you guys seen that viral video of the woman like explaining that Monster Energy?
It belongs to the devil.
No.
She's like, this thing that the M logo is made of. It's like this rune that means 6. So in Monster, there's 3 of them. 666. That's the number of the devil. Like it's
Yeah.
No, but like she kind of spits facts. Like I could see how she's like. No,
I know where you're coming from, lady. Not gonna lie.
It's such a, like, she really does have a clear argument. I don't know if any of it's real.
You know, it's funny, when I looked up what is in Monster Energy, that video came up while I was looking through some of the facts about it. Okay, so here we go. So there's 1 serving, which is about 240 grams of liquid, I guess. It's 101 calories. 0 fat, that's good. 0 cholesterol, that's good. It's 180 milligrams of sodium. Not great, but all right. It's only 7% of your daily value, so I guess it could be worse. 7 milligrams of potassium. 27 grams of your total carbohydrates, which is 9% for your total in the day. Oh, good. 27 grams of sugar. Oh, that'll do it.
Isn't like the only, like, the adult recommended intake of sugar per day is like 20 grams or something ridiculously small? Like,
well, you know what's funny? They don't even show
the percent daily value.
No, that's sus. Well, maybe they don't for anything, because the more I think
I have way too much sugar then.
But
all I do is eat sugar and cheese.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's 86 milligrams of caffeine. Is that a lot?
Yeah, I think in 1 shot of. Well, actually, I just Googled this. I really did. I Googled how much caffeine in a single shot of espresso. 2 shots of espresso. Okay, cool. 64 milligrams of caffeine per 1 fluid ounce. So 30 grams of espresso. What was the Monster measurement again?
86 milligrams. Yikes.
I think a cup of coffee is like 90 or something.
Yeah.
So it's about the same.
It's not, yeah.
It's okay, so here's what it's made of. Because Sarah was like, is it like soda? Well, you're about to find out. It's carbonated water.
Oh, God.
Sucrose, glucose, citric acid, taurine? I don't know.
Yeah.
Natural flavors. I doubt that. Sodium citrate. Carnitine? Panax ginseng?
Panic?
Panax. P-A-N-A-X.
Oh, I was like, panic? Is that what gives me like jitters?
Ginseng root extract. Ascorbic acid, caffeine. Why is caffeine listed as like the 10th thing? That makes me scared. Sodium chloride. Riboflavin, guarana seed extract, inositol. Big words I can't pronounce.
I was going to say, okay, so stuff we shouldn't know.
Yeah, what I'm getting from this is chemicals. What I'm getting is
yes, exactly.
serve my insides, probably, as I drink it. Right? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
So now I'm looking up how many monsters will kill a human being.
No. The people need to know.
Well, actually, I'm more so just curious for myself, because if anyone's going to overdose on caffeine from a monster, probably should be me.
You would have to IV drip, like, at least 10 into your body at once, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because, like, the interesting thing about coffee, at least, is that, like, espresso drinks, like, there's a half-life to the caffeine content of espresso. So, like, over time, the more you drink, like, if I have 6 shots of espresso in one shift, like, I might not feel it right away. But let's say I get off my shift at 3 p.m. and it hasn't hit me yet. When it does hit me, it's gonna be effective for a long period of time.
I don't doubt that at all. Okay, but I'm not getting a specific answer. But I definitely read somewhere it was like 6. That'll kill you. But yeah. I'm really glad I know now, because, gotta know that.
Yeah, never drink 6 monsters at once.
Yeah, please, if you're listening.
What's the more you know? You know the
more you know, yeah.
the jingle.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and finals, you're taking finals or whatever, and you're stressed out and you have like papers and projects, don't drink 6 Monsters. It won't help you. I promise it won't help you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
In warp speed mode.
Yeah, I can't even describe what that might be like. I can describe what 3 or 4 in a sitting might taste like, or might be like, but not 6. Because I was jittery. I was loud. That's what I was. I was like really loud. Like I'm already a naturally loud person, and like with that much caffeine, I'm like, yo, let's go. Like at like 100%
Oh my
of the
God.
time.
Dude.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
Never again will I ever get to that point. In other news, I hear you can speak French. Is that true?
Oui, un petit peu.
Don't know what you just said there. What I will say.
A little bit. Yes, a little bit.
Okay. If I give you a phrase, would you be able to say it?
Maybe.
Can
Perhaps.
you say this presidential election is stressing me out?
Oh. Yeah. Sure.
That's it, guys. That was it.
Fun, because you have to restructure I'm gonna have to restructure the sentence.
The sentence. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing for Spanish. You got to restructure how you say some of the words.
Yeah. Can I look up one word? I just need one.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm pretty sure it's a cognate. I just need to know if election is like le élection or some, like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Translation. Election. Yep. Oui. Je suis stressée parce que l'élection, that sounds wrong, but it's not. Parce que l'élection du président des États-Unis.
Yeah, because that's me right now.
Yo. Same, dude. Hey, Biden just won Michigan, though. So he only needs...
I read that actually right before... I think it was right before we started this. But yeah, I not going to lie, I have it pulled up right next to me right now just to stay updated.
What are you looking at? I like Politico. My smooth brain loves the graphics.
I'm currently on CNN, but I go between CNN, Washington Post, and Associated Press, just to get as close to
accurate, yeah,
biasless as possible. So yeah. But yeah, so that's where I'm currently at. But yeah, but I've been switching back to that and my little cue sheet for questions and stuff for this interview. But yeah, so that's fun. What's your zodiac sign? I don't know why I have to ask that, but I do.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. My zodiac sign is I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
My birthday's tomorrow. I turn 21 tomorrow.
Wait, your birthday's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Why didn't I know this?
It's a really bad week for a birthday, but you know what? We can't all win. It's fine.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
The 21st. That's huge. I just turned 21 back in September. That's huge.
Oh my gosh. Wait, when is your birthday? Like what day?
The 7th.
Okay, so you must be a Virgo?
I am, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good.
Wow. Why do you know that?
I love the zodiac.
Do you? I did not know that.
Dude, I'm also like, it was one of those things when the quarantine started, back in the quar, as I say. Like, I had so much time to just sit and be and just exist. And I said, what can I do to fill my tiny, tiny smooth brain with something to do? And so I got really into, and like, I knew that like I was a Scorpio. I didn't like know what it meant or like if I really cared.
Right.
I got super into the zodiac during all of this time that I had to just sit in my apartment by myself. And it is so fun because I am now that person who like I'll be texting friends and be like, wow, Alice, that is such a Libra thing for you to say. And she'll be like, what are you talking about? And I'll be like, it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter, but it matters so much to me. Like, it's just, yeah. So
That's too. Wait, Sarah, what sign are you?
Maggie, can you guess? Oh. Can you guess without my birthday?
Oh my God.
Wow. All right. Then now you're just pushing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not going to be correct, but I think you would either be an Aries.
Get out! Get out! Are you an Aries?
No, I am not. That was a guess.
No, well, I would say you're either an Aries or you're. Okay, actually, there could be three. You could be an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Virgo.
Capricorn. I am the goat.
No!
That's a tough scene.
am.
Yikes.
I know.
I believe you are a Capricorn. There's only like 3 Capricorns in my entire life that I trust, and I'm glad you're one of them. But like, I guess, wow,
I'm glad you're one of them.
Seriously, like, I have been personally wronged by so many Capricorns. I just
can't trust them.
It's a hit or miss. It's Capricorns and Cancer.
Oh my God. OMG.
Wow.
Well, I'm a Capricorn,
Sun,
Leo rising,
yeah.
Pisces moon. So.
Oh, Pisces moon, water sign.
I know. Don't talk about.
Usually, no. If you have water in your chart, that means that we would personally vibe. So, like, great. I'm pretty watery as well. So.
How about that? I don't know what any of that stuff means, but yeah.
There it is.
Neato burrito, like I like to say. Very cool, very cool. Well, I think it's time that we transition ourselves. What do you think, Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we got a little game that we like to do on the show.
Cool.
The game is called This or That, but it's Temple Edition. And the idea is that we basically are going to give you 2 things that you need to pick between.
Got it.
You can elaborate if you like, but if you do, you got to keep in mind that there is going to be a timer. You got 60 seconds to try and get through all of these. I think the only person to do it thus far has been Derek.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think so.
I think he's the only one to get from top to bottom. Yeah. So we usually have 10 to 12.
Okay.
Today, I believe we have more than that. I think we have like 14.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there's 13.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get my timer up.
Oh.
We have Sarah that's going to be asking the questions, and I'm going to keep time. You know, it'd be really cool if I get tech savvy. I'll actually like just have the questions listed like here, and then we'll check them off every time we read one.
Ooh.
Maybe I should
Ooh,
learn.
That would be magic.
I gotta
magic.
I gotta learn how to be more tech savvy. I think in order to do that. So I'll use what do you call it? What is it called? The Linda Learning on Temple. That'll show me how to use it. And to do that, you got to go to your TU portal, and then you got to click the Linda Learning link, and it's kind of like Skillshare, and you can use it for Temple students. So there you go, all you Temple students out there.
Great.
That was so cringe. I'm so sorry. All right.
Okay.
So 1 minute. Remember, if you would like to elaborate, you got to keep it as concise as possible because this does get tough, and there are some tough ones to pick between. So be careful, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready, set, go.
Sack or food truck?
Food truck.
Richie's or Saxby's?
Richie's.
Ritter or rehearsal hall?
Ritter.
Wawa or 7-Eleven?
Oh no. Wawa.
Wawa or Sheets?
Stop, Sheets.
What?
Charles or Paley?
Paley. Justice for Paley. I didn't ask for Charles.
Monologue or scene?
Huh?
Monologue or scene?
Scene.
I'm freaking out.
Tomlinson or Randall?
Randall.
Center City or Fishtown?
Center City.
J or H?
Or
10 seconds.
no either.
Drama or comedy?
Drama.
Earth signs or water signs?
Water signs.
Was that all?
No.
She did it!
Was that all?
Yo! Wow. Look at that.
I'm very upset.
I had to put the Sheets one. We've been asking people that, but like not a lot of people know Sheets, and I'm like, I know Maggie knows Sheets. I know she grew up on that. We gotta let it out there.
Listen, when I tell you I grew up in the woods, like in the forest, I did. I grew up in a very rural area. I think the first time I ever went to a Wawa was freshman year of college. Listen. No. Don't even come for me. Sheets is my blood.
No.
I don't always agree with it, but like blood, I must live with it, and it is Sheets.
No.
It is Sheets for me. Do I think Wawa?
I knew this was gonna happen. That's why I had to put it out there.
Wawa, objectively, much better. Sheets, though, the thing, though, about Sheets is that it's just the food is so bad and so tasty, and you can get alcohol there. And
you can get alcohol at Wawa, or some Wawas, I should say, not all.
No, but like every single Sheets I've ever been to, they got the cool, like the freezer room that you can like go. It's like a little like polar bear Arctic Express oasis, and you just go in. It's so cool. Anyways, can we put the podcast? Is that allowed?
We'll let it slide.
Well, I don't. Now that
I'm in it.
Well, now that we just found out that you're not exactly 21 yet, maybe I'll cut it out.
yeah, maybe. I was thinking. I was like, wait, she did. I was like, yeah, this can be fine. She's 21, and then I'm like, wait, she just said she.
So like, listen, like I've never bought it, obviously, because I can't, because I'm not 21 and my ID,
Right.
You know. So like, I just think it's cool. Okay. I just think it's really cool. Also, I just like Sheets. Okay, I just like Sheets. So.
I'm upset. I really am. I'm not even gonna lie. I've never actually met a person in it like face to face that has told me, yeah, I like Sheets.
Okay.
I mean, I like Sheets. I don't dislike
Sarah,
it.
what?
Do we like
what?
Sheets? No, the question was not do we like Sheets. It's Sheets or Wawa. I had to make a choice, and I made the correct choice.
No, you had to. You picked the wrong choice, and I'm thoroughly upset. But that's okay. You know, we all have our own opinions, even though yours are wrong. We do have all our.
Oh my God, we got some stage combat right here. It's stage combat class right here.
That's right.
Right.
I don't know how staged it'll be. I can see Maggie just coming up to me like, "You ready for this like stage act?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," and she'll just rock me right in the face like instantly.
Thank you.
It's funny.
So much.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that said, and with how upset I am, I can't be upset for long. I'll take a couple deep breaths. I'll be okay.
Okay.
With that said, thank you so much for coming on. I've thoroughly enjoyed this interview. You've had some fantastic insight on a lot of things. I'm really glad you've elaborated on. So thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And once again, I would like to thank my co-host, Sarah. Without you, this show would be nothing because you truly are the backbone to everything we do. So thank you so much again, Sarah.
Yeah.
OMG. Thank you both.
All right. And thank you to everyone that is watching. If you would like to keep updated with anything related to Backstage Pass, you can follow us on Instagram at CPCA_advising. You can find all the little clips there. You can find all the links to find these episodes if you haven't found them already. I don't know how you're watching this. But yeah, that's right. So go follow. Hit that follow button on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. I hate that so much. But seriously, thank you guys for watching. We will be back for episode 7. next Friday. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.